We're here to share with you inspiring stories that bring to life all the little and big ways that people bring more love, joy, laughter, and humanness to everyday life. Our focus is the hunt for those little moments that refuel the human soul and reminds us what life is really all about. I invite you to sit back, enjoy the moments, enjoy the stories, the adventures, and the journeys. Hey everyone, Jerk Robbins here. Welcome to another episode of What the World Needs More of. I have an amazing guest today. Barbara, thank you for joining us.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be here, and I'm so excited to be here. So thank you.
Well, our first question, we always start off with the question of the show, which is, what do you believe the world needs more of?
The world needs more positivity.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's what I think we need right now.
Anywhere specific?
I think definitely with the way that we look at ourselves and think about ourselves. I think that's a big one. I'm raising two little girls, and I'm really conscious about the way that I talk about myself. And it's sometimes hard to look in the mirror and, like, why am I being so negative about my own self? So I think just the way we talk about ourselves, look at ourselves, feel about ourselves. I think a lot of us struggle with that. Lots of comparison culture, especially with social media. So starts within.
I agree. I like that. Second question. What is your wow factor? What makes you uniquely you, and what are some of the moments that help shape it?
My wow factor would be, I guess, my love of being on camera. I have a lot of people who tell me, like, you're so good on camera, you're so good on videos. And I think it's been a huge selling point it's helped to grow our business, because I like to get on camera, and I've always loved to be on stage. I used to do theater as a young kid. So I've always, just liked to be in the spotlight. Yeah. And I can't remember the second part of that question. That's my wow factor.
What are some of the moments that help shape it over the years?
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I think it was definitely, my mom really pushed me. So from a young age, I used to sing. So my mom kind of saw that in me at a young age and really pushed me to be in theater and be on stage. And, I think that definitely helped to shape it. And also too, just, getting comfortable with being in front of people and talking in front of people. I was lucky to go to a grammar school that really honed in on that, the arts. And it definitely helped to shape that for me as an adult. And I still, when the camera comes on, I'm like, okay, where's my, I'm ready for my close up. So I still like it. I still love to be on camera. And I think that's definitely in our business for sure. It's my wow factor.
Very cool. What's a moment in life that made you feel incredibly humble?
I spent 6 weeks in the hospital when I was pregnant for Isla. And it humbled me pretty tremendously. In a really great, in the most positive way. It humbled me because life is so precious, and it humbled me and also gave me this really newfound respect for healthcare professionals and people who take care of other people. Yep. And it was a humbling time in my life for sure, and definitely defining. So that was a big one, a recent one, and a big one.
I can see that. What was your biggest takeaway from it?
My biggest takeaway from that experience was And really, it actually came from Amanda. Very early on in that whole entire experience when I was in the hospital, she sent me this podcast of this Navy SEAL talking about getting through Hell Week, and how his instructor gave him the advice of like, take it one meal at a time. You're going to go through hell. It's going to be horrible. It's going to be traumatic. And then you're going to get to lunch. And then after lunch, you're going to go through more hell. And then you're going to get to dinner. So my biggest takeaway from that was not thinking a day or a week or even a month in advance. Is just taking one day at a time, especially when you're going through something really difficult. And I still I've taken that with me since that experience. And when I'm going through a hard time in life, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to think about what happened in the past. I'm not going to think about a week from now. I'm just going to make it through today and make today the best it can be. And it's a good technique. That was one of the biggest things I think I've taken away from it, other than, obviously, again, like healthcare professionals, man, they make such a huge difference in people's lives. You drive past hospitals all the time and you see people going to work and like, you're not thinking about it, but on a daily basis, they're changing and impacting people's lives so profoundly. And, I was in there, I couldn't leave, so I was living there. And just even the person who would come to clean my room every day, Miss Charlene, I talked to her every day. I looked forward to her coming in, and those human interactions were so impactful. And they're all also often underappreciated. So, I really do. Every time I see nurses in our grab and go or doctors, I just thank them. Like, thank you so much for, taking care and caring about other humans. It's so important. It's such important work.
I love that. I love that. What about an awe-inspiring moment? Something that left you in a state of awe?
Having kids is the most awe-inspiring, incredible thing in the world. I mean, just to see this human that you created and look down and be like, this is my baby, it's so awe-inspiring. It really is. It's, and also I think even on that same note, but watching your husband turn into a father just in that instant, because I think when you get pregnant, you're a mom, you're already a mom, but seeing your husband transform into a dad when he holds that baby is like, I don't know. It's amazing. I remember when we were filling out the paperwork when Elle was born, it was like he was filling everything out, and he's like, they're asking me for the father's information. And he's like, I don't know what my dad's social security number is. I'm like, no, they're talking about you. You're the father. He's like, oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah. So, I mean, it's just, it's definitely so inspiring. It really transforms you as a person, makes you a better person, makes you more compassionate, more patient, more loving. I think it can really bring two people who love each other, can bring them together in such a, impactful and intense way,
I love that. What is your greatest fear?
Oof, that's a heavy hitter, Jarek. Shoot. My greatest fear. I guess, not being able to, and I think every parent can kind of relate to this, is not being able to give my kids the life that I want to give them and all the things, it's a motivator, but it's also, it's a little fear driven too, because it's like, how the hell am I going to be able to pull this off, to give them the life I truly want? And it scares you a little bit. I don't always think that fear is necessarily a really bad thing.
No?
I think that it's something you can lean into a little bit, and it helps you to self-discover, like what's making me so fearful about this, changing the narrative around it. So, but yeah, I mean, that's one thing I think kind of makes my stomach tingle a little bit when I'm like, okay, well, I know that I want to be able to travel with my kids and show them the world and make sure that they have everything that they would possibly ever want. And so it's a little scary, to navigate through that, and also make sure that they're good people at the end of it all,
That's the
and
truth. You do all
yeah,
that good stuff for them, they better turn out to be good people and not turds.
yeah. And I want my kids to, when they're grown, still want to like be around us and be with us, I want them to be adults who still want to be around their parents. And I think that's the parent flex, right? That's the biggest parent flex, when your kids are grown and they're still like, what y'all doing on the weekend? Like, we want to come hang out. Like, that's a parent flex. So I want that for sure.
I like that. What are you most excited about for your future?
It's a big goal of mine to live by the water. And I have this vision in my brain of what I want it to be. And so, I think that's, on a personal note, that's what I'm most excited about. On a professional note, it's to really, make an impact in our community on people's health and wellness. It's something that excites me. And I know if we continue with this work, we're going to continue to make the impact. So I just know in the future, like, I'm going to look back and be like, man, we touched so many people's lives in a positive way and help them to live a healthier life and feel really good, and live longer, and really place importance on longevity and making people not treating people who are dealing with sickness and illness, but helping to prevent all that. So that's something I'm really excited about for the future, is just continuing on our mission, of helping people live healthy. So
I love that. I love that. Well, this second part of the show we call nuts and bolts. This is the technical, tangible, tactical type stuff. First question is, what do you focus the majority of your thoughts, time, and life on each day right now?
My kids. It's I have two very young kids. And so, I mean, second to that is definitely business, but first and foremost, it's making sure that all the things are being taken care of for them. I have an almost 2-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Yep.
And so any mom that's like listening knows what that chapter is like. You're completely consumed by what they need. So it's definitely, all the importance is focused around them right now.
I love it. What is the key to your success?
That it's not about me. It's not about me at all. That's the key. It's about other people, and I think a lot of people, they get afraid of, I don't know, anything. And I think once you realize, especially when you're trying to help people, when you realize it's not about you, it's never been about you, it's about helping other people, it frees you from that fear of holding you back from really sharing your mission, spreading the word, starting a business, whatever it is, especially when you're out to help somebody, it's, if you realize that, then it's definitely empowering.
I love it. And what is one actionable tip to help others achieve and experience this kind of success in their life that you've experienced and created in yours?
I would say consistency on doing the thing that maybe you're hesitant about. For me, for the longest, it was like, I know that for us, videos and content, they really work for our business. They work when I get on Instagram and I film videos and I talk about our business and make our customers a hero. And I had all this narrative in my head about like, it's got to be perfect. It's got to look a certain way. I have to look a certain way. But when I just kind of like got rid of that and said, you know what, it's just about consistency over time. It doesn't have to be perfect. As long as I'm helping other people and getting the word out there, it's going to make the impact. So I think for anybody in business, consistency every single day of doing those things that you might have been putting off, and really being honest about those things and just doing it makes the difference.
Yeah. I had a friend who said, my inconsistent video kicks your perfect, what is it? Perfect delaying all day long.
Yeah.
No, I was
Yeah.
laughing. It's funny.
It's true. It is true. It's so true.
It's true. So if people want to connect with you, if people happen to be in your part of the world, where can they go? Where can we connect them to learn more, to connect with you, to come get some healthy food?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we have a grab and go in New Orleans. We also have one in Baton Rouge, but definitely connect with me on social media. So eat_clean creations is our professional Instagram. My personal one is at Barb Wellness. I'm getting certified for health coaching through IIN right now, which has been this incredible experience. So like my just soul is set on fire with all the knowledge. So I'm really excited about that. And I've been sharing a lot of what I'm learning on my personal social, Barb Wellness. So it's just people they really need help. And I see so many people on a daily basis who are struggling with health and wellness. And I know that with health coaching, it can really impact people's lives. So it's so needed. So yeah, so connect with us there. And if you're living in New Orleans, you have got to come into the grab and go and come say hey to me because I love meeting new people. So yeah. Or cleancreations.com is our website.
There you go. Well, Barb, thanks for joining us. Thanks for sharing with us. And for everyone listening, thank you for tuning in to another episode. I look forward to seeing you for another one.